It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission, by the way. And our mission really is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only W.T. Hamilton. He's in the building, and we'll be talking about how to achieve your personal impossibles. Wow, that's interesting. What's going on, W.T.? How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. Great to be here. Excited to connect.
Welcome back to the show, man. It's always cool. We can have repeat guests back on the show. It's so amazing. You're doing some incredible things. But I know we'll be talking about how to achieve your personal impossibles. But first, I guess I'm curious, why are folks today struggling just to achieve the goals they're currently setting for themselves? Like they think it's possible and they want to achieve it. What's some things that's holding them back these days, my friend?
So a lot of it is when you're focused on doing something, now everything seems like it can happen really, really quickly and almost instantly, because when you order things, it comes instantly. You can get information instantly. But building, success, it takes time, it takes growth, it takes development. And I feel like people don't have the patience. They lack the patience to be able to stick to one thing for as long as it needs to be able to develop.
And what do you say to the person that's watching right now and it says, okay, I know how to stick to it, but I've had some setbacks. I've had some challenges in my life, by the way. It hasn't been easy. Before we talk about impossibilities, what would you say to that person that's watching now?
I say that we all have setbacks, and nothing is easy when you start. Nothing is easy when you decide to do something, because where you are right now is the skills and the experiences have got you to where you are right now. But if you want to go further, even in something that you're already good at, you have to have new experiences. You got to learn some things. And when you experience and you learn things, you gain more knowledge. And knowledge gives you the belief to be able to keep moving. But to get that knowledge, you have to go through some struggles. It's just part of the cycle of learning, part of the cycle of growth. So people that want to be perfect and trying to avoid any type of struggles, you won't be able to grow. You'll be stuck where you are right now.
And are there any affirmations that you use yourself that help you stay on track? And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to in a moment personal impossibilities. But I'm just curious, for a person that really teaches success principles, for an individual that helps people really achieve their best and help them reach another level of success, do you even believe in affirmations? That's question number one. And question number two, what are some affirmations or positive thoughts that you suggest to folks so they can keep that right mindset?
Yeah, so what I always say is, like, you have to start with that big vision of what you want to do, and then you have to be kind to yourself when you're speaking to yourself that things are hard or you're not good enough, you're not smart enough. Think about how you would say that if you were coaching somebody, and would you say those same discouraging things to other people? So if you wouldn't say it to other people, you shouldn't say it to yourself. So I always look at finding the small blessings, because I believe that if you get in the habit of counting the smallest of blessings, then you attract more blessings, you attract more good things. But you got to appreciate the little things that are on autopilot that a lot of people take for granted. You can start to appreciate those things, and say that, give thanks to that in different affirmations, different ways, and always encourage yourself to try and allow yourself to not be perfect, to make mistakes and learn from those things. Those are the key things that I find helps build that momentum when motivation is not enough. Is counting your blessings and being grateful.
Counting your blessings, being grateful, or using gratitude. What does gratitude mean to you these days? I mean, gratitude means a lot of different things to different folks. When you hear the word gratitude or be grateful, what goes through your mind?
So what I'm grateful for first and foremost is the little things that I don't have to work at. So my natural talents, the the things that I put into motion that are working for me without me having to touch all the time. I'm grateful for those things. I'm grateful for the people that are around me that have nothing to do with my business that I can just go and talk to, my family, my friends, whenever I need to talk about whatever or just to get my mind off things. I'm grateful for those type of things. So gratitude for me, it's not about money, it's not about material status, but it's about valuing the people and situations that you have that work out for you without you having to put a lot of effort into it.
And as you're talking, before we get into personal impossibilities, some folks don't know who you are, man. They haven't had a chance to read the bio. We're going to talk about, he has several books, ladies and gentlemen. They might have a chance to read your books. And they might be wondering, who is this WT, number one? What's his backstory? And then really, what was the defining moment, WT, that led you to say, you know what? I'm going to have a purpose and a passion to help other people achieve what they want out of life.
Yeah, so I'm a award-winning author and I'm a business consultant and a mindset coach, an entrepreneur. And I really got into this about 10 years ago. It was 2014 when I wrote my first book co-authored with my mom. But leading up to that was going through the struggles of 2008, the market crash, and realizing that I was not in control of myself, my personal journey, or my career, or the way I even made money. It was all dependent on someone else. And I realized that I had to start taking charge of that and learning how to take that power and use it in a focused way to achieve the goals that I wanted, regardless of the situation that I found myself in or where I was in life. That I knew if I used intentional thought and I used these techniques and tools to be able to put things into motion, that I could actually achieve goals that maybe on paper I wasn't supposed to be able to do, but I was able to do them anyways.
And what do you enjoy most about serving others these days? Seems like you're really enjoying it. What do you enjoy most about it?
It's just really giving people that you know the the actionable insight that they can go and actually take things that I wrote in the book or take things that I'm telling them and put it into play right away and see the results. And just helping people, even if I'm helping them for free, just helping them, giving them those nuggets so that they can see that, hey, it's not just talk, it's not just things I write, concepts. These are things I've done that they can do too, because I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else, so they can achieve the same things that I do if they just take some time and learn how to do this stuff.
I love it, man. I love what you're doing. I love how you're doing it. We're looking behind you, by the way, because we're all nosy, and we see you have several books there, by the way. Tell us
Yeah.
about each of those books that you have sitting behind you, and then we'll get into maybe two or three things that someone can do to achieve personal impossibles. But tell us about we're counting one, two. We're all being nosy, by the way, so we're looking over your shoulder, and we're counting
Okay.
one, two, three, four books. Yeah, tell us about those books. I think five. Tell us about each of those books back there, man.
Yeah, so the one called Manifest Success, I wrote that with my mom at the end of 2023, and that went on to become a bestseller and got rave reviews. And it's really about manifesting success and the journey that we took in becoming a writer, and then learning to overcome the hurdles and the mental limitations that you have when you start to build a goal that you don't really know if you're going to be able to do or not. So that really dives into that. The next book there, the Extra Tam Actuality, is one I put out this year, and it was after deep reflection in 2023 in the summer. I started to realize that I'm very successful in a lot of things that I'm doing, but I wanted to dive into how is it that I was able to achieve these personal impossibles? How was I able to create this success just from thinking and putting inspired action? So I really walk readers through how I was able to do that and some of the layers of reality that I was able to identify and bend and manipulate to create um, all the success that I had. Then another book there is The Promise, which is um, all about marketing, how to do authentic marketing and really presenting your ideas with with the intention of being an authentic person and helping people, being in service of others. And then the other book is The Harsh Truth, is all about the harsh truths of being an entrepreneur and how to overcome building your success by yourself as an entrepreneur.
Wow. And what did you enjoy most about writing each of those books, man? Because most folks, we struggle to write one book. You've been able to do four. What do you enjoy most about writing those books?
So each book that I wrote, starting with The Harsh Truth, I challenged myself to write a better book than the last book. So The Harsh Truth was the first one I won an award for, and I really, kind of pushed the limits of storytelling, pushed the limits of how to present the book. It was a marketing challenge, and once I achieved that, I decided, okay, I'm going to write the promise, and I'm going to try it again, but I'm going to go even deeper into that challenge. So every book that I write, it's a challenge to myself to see if I can write a better book, and the books are a little bit difficult to market, especially the latest one, Extra Time Actuality. But I love that challenge of, okay, I have a natural talent. I've developed it. I've kind of worked on my craft. Now, how can I challenge myself and take it to another level so that I'm always surprising myself, and every day is like, wow, I can't believe I achieved that. And that gives me the thrill.
I love it, man. I think that's amazing. I think that's totally incredible. So for those folks that are listening now, they've been waiting. They've been waiting patiently. Like, man, Shay, can you give me one idea? Maybe two ideas. Can you give me at least three ideas that I could use right now so I can step into and really achieve my personal impossibles? And before this session that you and I are having right now, I was starting to think of myself. I didn't start dreaming big. I started thinking, there's some things for where we are in the year I don't know if I'm going to be able to accomplish. And I said, man, are those impossibilities? Am I thinking this is possible? Is it possible? Can I do it? So for myself and others that are wondering, by the way, what are maybe three things you would tell us to do to start moving towards really achieving our personal impossibles?
Yeah, so I think the key thing to do is really set your goal up as a vision, as an experience that you want to have. So when I wanted to win my first award for writing, it wasn't just that I wanted to win an award. I wanted to go to an award ceremony. I wanted to step up on stage, know what it's like to walk across the stage when they call your name and then receive that award with all these people watching you and cameras flashing and all the videos, all that stuff happening. So I really built that as a memory of something I haven't done yet. And I wrote that down after I focused on it for a while. I wrote it down, and that became my GPS. So now when things got tough and I wasn't sure if I could do it, I would look at, okay, what is it I want to experience? And I promised myself I would experience it. So I worked toward achieving that experience. And it made it so much easier to achieve the goal because I knew what the celebration was going to look like. And that celebration was an experience that I really wanted to enjoy. So it kept me focused and driven on achieving that goal. So it's a lot easier than just setting a goal and saying I want to make this much money or I want to influence this many people, but actually having an event in your mind that you want to have or a celebration, make then you get crystal clear on what you're trying to do and why you're trying to do it.
It sounds so easy, and I know it's not. um, what's the secret to consistency? You may have heard this before. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do we struggle with most? At least Shay Brown does as well. It's just being consistent. It's a loaded question, but I think it's a fair question, which is, what do you share or what do you say to someone that just needs to be more consistent going after their goals?
So the consistency is really it's patience. It's understanding time. So when you put something in motion, sometimes the market might not be ready for that right at this moment. It might take 4 months, 6 months, 8 months to catch up to your idea, to your intention. But having the patience allows things to develop, things to fall into place, so that your dream, your goal can take the next step. And what happens is the adversary of patience is panic. And we panic after we set a goal and we say in 3 months, I want to be at this level. And in 3 months, we're nowhere near that level. When we start to panic, and then we start changing our focus, and we become unfocused, looking for a solution that we don't need because we just needed to give that thing some time. So I always tell people, once you put something into motion, you can nurture it, but don't try to tamper with it too much. Let that thing take some time to develop, and as it's taking time, you can work on other things or prepare for the next level, because you know what's going to happen once you reach that mini goal in the big goal that you're trying to reach. Then you're going to set the next thing into motion. But as you're waiting, prepare for the next thing. And that's one of the keys to the consistency, is having the patience and allowing the thing that you put into motion. It's like marketing. When you put a piece of marketing out there, it doesn't bring results right away all the time. Sometimes the marketing has to reach the person for 3 or 4 different touches before they get curious enough to want to look. But if you're tampering because you put it out and a week later nothing's happened yet, you might have squashed it. It might kill that marketing before it really starts to gravitate and resonate with people. So I find that people don't have enough patience really to develop their ideas and grow them to the level that they should.
I love it, man. And it leads us to a segment that we have here. I think the time is right. And the segment is called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I know you wait for this moment. You can't wait to ask that question, right? So you can go and say those magical words with me right now. Today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you, by the way. And for all the other folks who are watching for the very first time, today is my January 1st. It represents a personal mantra for us at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is, or how bright and sunny that past is for some of us, the past no longer equals the future. And so my question for you on the other side, WT, is that when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? And number two, what was the January 1st moment for you, man? Maybe there's some setback, and how did you bounce back from it?
Yeah, so I actually went through this last summer. So last summer, I was trying to do many different things. I had a lot of things happening, and a lot of the things weren't really working out. A lot of I had a merch line that wasn't really working out. The the one-on-one coaching was slowing down. It wasn't really doing much, and so I decided I'm going to step back because I was already successful. Step back and really take a moment to breathe and just enjoy the success I already had. So my January 1st was really, once I reflected and I realized, I have all these books, but I've never spent more than 90 days promoting any of my books. Like, I would promote them for 90 days and then move on to something else. Then I start something else for like 90 days and move on to something else. And I said to myself, what if I spent a whole year just promoting this one piece of my business and really start to build that up? So I've been doing that since actually January 1st of this year to right till the end of this year. It's been my program, was just doing different ways, finding different ways to resonate with people, get my message out to people about, achieving your personal impossibles, taking charge of your life, and understanding how to really turn your ideas and your goals into tangible realities.
I love it, man. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being so transparent. And one of the questions I love asking is, what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? And I understand that you've written 4 books or 5 books. You've read more books than you can count these days, I'm sure. You've watched many videos, attended trainings. You're a student of personal development like many of us, but you are a true hardcore student. But if you had to step back for a moment and said, of all the pieces of advice I've been given, here's one of the best pieces of advice I've been given. What is it and why?
So it was really when I was coming up as a manager. My boss told me, if you're always creating value, you're always creating worth, and people will pay for value. So that's been the greatest advice that I've had, is always add value. Add value when you're interacting with people. Give freely some advice, insight. The more value that you can add and you can share, the more that you're actually worth at the end of the day. And it's served me very well. that piece of advice.
Man, I love it, man. You know, what's one of the things that is your, and maybe you can't tell us yet. Should we be looking for another book? I mean, I know you can't give us the inside, but you know, you promote this one. This is amazing. This is going to take us to a whole nother level. I'm already on my seat wondering, wow, is there another one coming? I mean, I'll say it like this. Do you see yourself writing another book in the future, man? Or are you retired? Or are you done? Are you finished with this?
No, I have a couple of more in the works, but I decided I'm probably not going to put the next one out till 2026, but I'm going to write it this winter and have it ready to go. But I'm gonna spend another year really promoting the ones that I have right now and just see if I can get them to that next level before I launch any new books.
What do you do for fun when you're not out writing books, changing the world, making a difference for other folks? What do you do for fun these days?
I like to go to the gym and lift heavy things, and kind of it takes away all my stress and keeps me focused on things that I want to do. And then I like to relax, watch sports.
Okay. Any particular sport? Is one sport one of your favorites?
Yeah, NFL football is my main sport.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to ask your team. I live in Washington, D.C. I mean, I shouldn't have to say what my team is. I live here. I pay taxes here. I'm from Washington,
Yeah.
D.C. I mean, you know, they're not called what Commanders, obviously, is the team I am, man.
Yeah.
But I love football. I love sports. You know, of all the analogies, if you had to relate a football analogy to someone going after their personal impossible, again, I'm putting him on the spot, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't give me any questions to ask, so I can ask any question I want. But I'm curious, what would a football analogy be like to someone that has to really go for it, man?
So it's the same. So I always tell people, what is your Super Bowl? And basically that's your big end goal. And then what are your playoffs? What are your regular season? So how are you preparing to reach your Super Bowl? So in sports, the coach has to know what resources they have and what are your natural talents. What things do you need to connect? How do you need to connect with people? Who do you need to help? Because winning is a team sport. You can't win all by yourself. So who are you going to work with? Who are you going to connect with? And what is that journey going to look like to get you to that Super Bowl moment? And that Super Bowl moment is always that big goal, that big experience. So that's how I use football as kind of a structure for me to understand. Are you in the regular season right now? Are you in the playoffs? Or are you going, you're going for your Super Bowl at this moment?
I love it. I love it. Or the good news is you can adjust at any time. The good news is get in the game and have the right game plan, and you can achieve it. And that's kind of what you're saying over there, by the way. So it don't matter what quarter you're in. The clock is still running. There's an opportunity. Thanks for sharing, man. As we come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients is your firm looking to work with these days? And number two, how can folks best connect with you so they can stay in this conversation over and beyond the time that you and I have right now?
Yeah, so we're really looking at working with driven entrepreneurs that have that goal, but they kind of struggle to achieve it, to really turn it into a tangible reality, and then people that are really looking to achieve their personal impossibles. And really, your personal impossible is something that other people are doing, but for some reason, it's really hard for you to even see yourself doing. And so I work with people to really get over that doubt, get over those mental hurdles to be able to start getting on track and moving in the direction of their dreams. The best way to connect with me is my website, which is mindsetforsuccesstraining.com, or on Instagram at w.t.hamilton on Instagram.
Let me say thanks so much, man, for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We got to have you back. I love to have repeat guests, man. You're doing some amazing things. You keep doing more incredible things. So thanks for being on the show. Can't wait to see you again soon, WT.
I appreciate it. Thanks. I had a great time.
And thank you. Thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, we don't have a show. And I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what's going on in your life, that you really are amazing. You really are a unique person. I mean, you're special. It doesn't matter the challenges or how well you're doing. As WT just pointed out, there's another level. There's a personal impossible that's waiting for you right in this very moment. And no matter what's happening, I believe that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I'm holding the belief that your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name hasn't changed. It's still Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. God bless, WT. We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.